Hi, my name is Cheryl. I'm here with Bookkeeping Life, and today I'm going to tell you 6 strategies you can utilize when beginning your startup bookkeeping business. If you've been following along, I've been sharing my journey and the different tips, tools, and tricks I found helpful. If you haven't seen the previous videos, you A, should go watch them, but B, in recap, high-level summary. I started the Bookkeeping Life program just over a year ago, and rather immediately I found success. And the program truly has worked for me. But I want to tell you about how I was feeling when I was like 5 to 6 months into the program. I was truly starting to question things and question how I was going about finding clients, succeeding, the clients I was working with, the tools and methods I was using. And I was questioning these theories, not because of the success I found, because I truly was having success in my business, but it was rather because I was listening to all these industry experts on how you should do things. And they weren't really aligning with my goals, my objectives, or even how I wanted to handle my business. For instance, everyone said, you need to have a contract. Well, I didn't want a contract. If you don't want to work with me, don't work with me. Or people were telling me that I was charging too little. Or you need to charge this. Or you need to offer X, Y, and Z. Or you can't work with those type of clients because they don't earn enough money. They don't have enough money, so you won't be successful. So I kept hearing all these things. I was truly questioning what I was doing. And then one day I just had a realization. While I was following or listening to all these different strategies, rather than the program I was in, I wasn't getting anywhere. It wasn't benefiting me. It was serving me no purpose, and the value just really wasn't there. So today I'm coming to tell you why I love Bookkeeping Life and the theories and the philosophies that are really the core of the program, which align with how I run my business and how I have found success. So I have 6 of those that I want to share with you today. So the first one is you can have more average paying clients than a few super high paying clients. And the rationale behind that is if you have more average paying clients, if you lose one, if one chooses to go another way or they can't afford services anymore, it's not as big of a hit if you only have whereas if you only had a couple and one was a super high paying client, that'd be a big hit, and they're harder to fill. The higher end clients are harder to fill. So if you lose that, it's going to be a bigger hit to your budget. So I like the theory of having more average paying clients. That way if you lose one, it's easier to just absorb another one. The other theory I truly enjoy, number 2, with Bookkeeping Life, is that they don't promote to have a contract. And hear me out. The reason is if you don't want to work with me, don't work with me. And if I don't want to work with you, I don't want to work with you. So it really works in both of our benefits, both the client and myself as the business owner, not to have that strict contractual relationship. And while I'm saying that, it doesn't mean that I don't have deadlines and terms and stuff. They're just not in a formalized, signed contract. And to be honest, I haven't lost a client, and I've had more clients happy that they don't have to sign a contract, that it really works for me. So in my bookkeeping business, I do not have a contract. And I really like that. Another idea in Bookkeeping Life that I love, and really is probably the reason why I signed up in the beginning, was that they have you start at level 1 bookkeeping, meaning you're just doing the basics, learning, categorizing, reconciliations of people's accounts. You're starting at that core level to learn it, and then you have the opportunity to evolve your business into what you want it to be. So in my business, I do not do accounts payable or accounts receivable or payroll. I'll manage your payroll if you have a third-party provider, but I don't handle those type of things myself. And I like that this program preaches that you can have successful clients, and it's true. I have a successful business, so you can have success without having to offer all the things. One of the most common things I was hearing when I was in that learn all the things phase was that you need to do all the things. And that's just not true. Do the things that align with what A, you want to do, B, the time and energy and effort that you have to put into it, and the level of responsibility that you want. So you don't have to do all the things. You can definitely start at what I call level 1 bookkeeping. And that is taught and encouraged in this program. Another thing that I really like about Bookkeeping Life is it's not overcomplicated. There's not 5 million tech stacks that you have to have or have to use, or sign your clients up for X, Y, and Z, or you need to know how to use this sort of program. It really just teaches you to use QuickBooks Online, because that's where everyone's moving, and you don't need to have all the tech stacks to go with it. Now, if you want to have the tech stacks, go for it, but you don't need to have them. And this program doesn't even really teach all the offerings out there for different tech stacks. It gives you options and stuff and discusses them briefly, maybe in the Facebook group, but you don't have to use all these tech stacks. And my clients like that too. They want to be able to communicate and call me or email me. They don't want to have to communicate through a app. So you got to do what works for you. But I also found that beneficial. Another major point, number 5, that this program truly talks and encourages is just-in-time learning. Like, you don't have to know all the things on day 1, and you don't have to know all the things on day 365 or year 4, but you have to have the ability to learn the things you need to learn when you need to learn them. So if in the first couple months you aren't doing payroll categorizing and you're not facilitating that, you don't have to know it on day 1. But the program gives you the tools and the tricks and the resources to be able to ask those questions later on, and to be able to research and learn what you need to do just in time for when you have to do those services. So just-in-time learning is a key component to this program. And lastly, I love this program because it really uses the principle KISS. Keep it simple, stupid. Nothing is overcomplicated. It is not over-curated. It is not over fancy and wrapped in a pretty bow. It's just, here's how you do it. Here are the steps, tools, and tricks to get the clients to go out there and to become the best business owner, bookkeeper, accountant you can be in the easiest way possible. Like, you don't have to do all the things with all the technology and know every single thing before you start. It's just not true. And you can have the type of clients you want, and you can service them in a way that fulfills you. So that's the reason why I love this program. And when I stopped looking at everyone else and their methods and how they do it, I realized this is truly what works for me, what was working for me, and why ruin a good thing. So just to like recap super quick, the 6 ways to have a super successful startup bookkeeping business while keeping it simple is: 1, have more average paying clients than super high paying clients. 2, you don't need a contract. Keep it simple. If you don't like your client and it's not working out, let them go. If they don't like you, why rope them in a contract? You don't have to have a contract. And then start at level 1 bookkeeping. You don't have to do all the things on day 1. You don't have to do all the accounting functions on day 1. You can slowly learn them and add them to your services you offer, or you never have to offer them. That's okay. You can have a very successful business offering just level 1 bookkeeping. And level 1 bookkeeping is like cash basis. You don't need, number 4, you don't need all these crazy tech stacks and apps and add-ons. You just don't need it. You can have them if you want them. If you want to use the tech stacks, go for it, but you don't need to use it. And then 5, this program really advocates just-in-time learning. Learn as you need. You don't have to know everything on day 1 or year 4. Just learn it as you go. And then lastly, this program really emphasizes the KISS principle. Keep it simple, stupid. Don't overcomplicate it. Don't over-curate it. And if you follow these philosophies that are taught in Bookkeeping Life, you can have a successful business. I do. Alright, so if you like this video and you like following along, make sure you hit that subscribe button and like this video. I'll see you next week.